Rick Without the K James presents In My Opinion Podcast. Alright, you guys, the next question that we got is, do men really want an independent woman? A woman who makes more money, that's more educated, that looks good, and gets a lot of attention. You guys really want that? I guess I'll start off. I think I prefer a woman who's way more educated than myself, because I know I could be hood, so I want that balance. Do I want a woman who makes more money? Yeah, I think I do, but I also know that a woman normally can't be the breadwinner and be okay with it. A woman has a fucking problem with that, not me as a man. Baby, go be my Oprah. I'll be your Stedman, goddamn. So make that money, boo-boo. The problem is a woman, it's something about that shit. My first marriage, my wife made more money than I did, and it just, she was nasty about it. Like, you know, when are you gonna get your shit together? When you gonna, like, bitch, don't worry, we're eating.
Bitch, I'm working on this promotion.
Because if the roles are reversed, women don't take it as they can just go out there and make the money. So I think women have more of a problem than that. So I'm being honest with them, because I know the women are going to come in here and answer the same fucking question and pretend like it doesn't bother them to carry a dude, right? So, and as far as looks, I think every dude in here, I've said it before on the podcast, every dude wants to be the ugly one in the relationship. And if you don't, you're fucking lying to yourself. If you want a girl that you look better, then something's wrong with you,
yeah,
right?
That's
we
true.
want that trophy. We want to show our dudes. We want our friends to be like, how the fuck did you get that, bro? How'd you get that? And I'm like, man, don't worry about how I got that, all right? Motherfucker, I blow raspberries in the pootie, right? So I don't give a fuck, right? So that's my answer. We're going to go over to Kev. What's your answer? Do you really want an independent woman?
Yeah.
Oh shit, who that? Nah, yeah, as long as it doesn't emasculate me as a person and it doesn't make me feel smaller, I would actually appreciate an independent woman. I've had really needy, you know, what other word describes needy? Like, you know, latchy, like they just need you there, and that's not a comfortable feeling, because then it's like you're not with me because you like me, you're with me because you fucking need me, and if I wasn't giving you what you wanted, would I even be here right now? So for me it has to be independent, yes, but like superly, does it make me feel small? Because I ain't trying to feel small. I'm trying to at least feel like I'm not participating, but at least contributing to the relationship in some aspect. But as far as how you said looks better, man, one time, man, I went on this date. She was a fucking dime piece, right? And I had her on my arm like this. We was locked arm to arm. People were breaking their fucking necks looking at me with her, and I that shit is like, I do want to be the ugly one. Because if I'm the pretty one, then bitch, we probably aren't even in public together. We're probably gonna be somewhere in the third. I ain't gonna take you out. Hello.
Are we not supposed to walk in? Yes?
That's me.
We're taping.
Okay.
We're taping.
Oh.
No.
Shit. I got hold on. So you want us to wait over here?
Oh, she ruined it?
Y'all good?
Yeah, just a moment.
We'll cut it. Just hang right here, but just off the
You
camera.
be right here. We gotta be quiet though. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. My bad.
It's all good. See what independent women do? They always interrupt.
We'll be right with you guys. Alright. So we've heard Kev. Now we've got to hear what you got to say, Jose. Do you really want an independent woman?
I think, yeah, because the neediness is not attractive at all. It's just, it's nasty. The whole, that's what you kind of see what the social media lifestyle is the need. They brag like it's their own, but it's really the neediness. I need this rich old white dude to fund this trip to Dubai for me. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. So I appreciate a woman who can get it on her own and gets a lot of attention. The thing is, make sure it's somebody who doesn't feed into the attention. Because anybody, male or female, could feed into the attention. When you feed into the attention, then you start living up to your persona, and you start. It's a facade of who you. It's not really who you are, and you start doing dumb shit and doing weird shit, and then even walking and being the. Yeah, obviously you want your woman to look better than you. Like if it's a bitch that looks worse than me, and we walking out in public, damn, I'm doing bad right now. But also. Sometimes if you, because I too have walked with a bad woman on my arm down San Francisco, And I ain't gonna lie, motherfuckers was looking at you like they was zombies in The Walking Dead and shit. Like people looking at you, mean mugging you. Like, why are you with her? Why you get to? It's like, God damn, bro. So there's also a negative energy that can come with walking hand in hand with a pretty woman. Which is not, it's not necessarily something that'll make you say, I don't want a pretty woman, but it's also like, God damn, bitch, you making it hot right now. Hey, dress down a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna need you to tell
we
me
finna
shit
get
down.
robbed because you wanna look like this. But yeah, no, independent women, I love independent and educated women. I hate dumb women. And by dumb, I mean live your life through the social media lens, live your life through off of what you heard versus doing your research or
So it doesn't intimidate you at all to have an educated woman?
Intellectual conversations don't intimidate me, never. Because I'm comfortable enough to hold my own and change perspective where necessary or just acknowledge perspective. There's a lot of perspective that I don't respect, but I'm saying like I'll give it respect if that makes sense. I don't like it, but alright, I can see where you're coming from, sure.
Alright. And you, Ron?
As far as this goes to me, we're talking about a security level. You have to be a secure man to be with an independent woman. Because if you're a guy who's insecure or jealous or anything like that, you got a woman that's hot, making money, doing that type of stuff, she's very independent. Most guys are too jealous. Most guys think, oh, I want an independent, smart, intelligent woman, but most men don't want a woman smarter than them. Most men don't want a woman that makes more money than them, because most guys do get insecure.
So not most guys. What do you guys?
Dude,
you, Ronnie. What do you want?
I got my money. I got my house. I got that shit.
Flex on Ronnie.
So she can
Flex
come.
on him.
She can come on all she wants. You know, I'm cool with that. But as far as the looks things, if the bitch is uglier than me, we in bad fucking trouble. Okay? I'm gonna be taking her to a circus and making money and shit. So, just about any woman I get was gonna be prettier than me. So, I'm all right with that, man.
Damn.
I love you, Ronnie.
Well put. Well, the money thing too, though. Like the money thing.
But you understand what I'm meaning about security on the money?
No,
right?
yeah, for surely. I don't think it should be. But as a man, it's society beats into us that we're supposed to be the breadwinner, so the insecurity can come based off of thinking on the same lens as society, within the same frame, the concept that society is thinking. If you got a woman making 30 an hour and you're only making 15, you could feel like a piece of shit, and sometimes it's not your fault. It's
how
just
does she handle it?
Yeah, it's basically feeding into, like I said about feeding into the attention. If she feeds into the fact that I make 30 and you make 15 versus treating the doorman like the CEO concept, then it becomes an issue.
Yep.
So then if she thinks that she can talk down on you, but at the same time, as a man, don't think just because she makes 30 and you make 15 that it's okay for you to keep thinking like a person who makes 15. If anything, she should motivate you to get to 30. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I would feel. If she making $150,000, thank you, baby. I know it's possible now because I'm in contact with somebody who's making it. We're on the same. We're having conversations. We're sitting in the same car. I know it's possible for me now.
If
That's
she's
how it
making
should be.
150, I'm rubbing those fucking feet. I'm cooking that dinner,
just-
man.
yeah.
I'm cleaning that
Securing
fucking
the
house.
bag.
Damn right.
Over his head. I still want my bag.
I'm throwing roses down when she fucking
Because
walks.
the way
Hell yeah.
divorce works, I'm not gonna get half. She gonna get
That is so
half or
true.
whatever. I'm not gonna get half.
All right, ladies. One of the most important questions that I ask the men, now I'm going to ask you, is do men really want an independent woman? Meaning, do they want a woman who makes more money? Do they want a woman who's more educated? And do they want a woman who looks better than them and probably gets a lot more attention than them? Sabrina, go ahead and answer.
I'm going to start off with the attention and looking better. I think a woman's always supposed to look her best, and I mentioned in previous episodes, like, men are supposed to be the ugly ones, from what my dad's told me, so their look shouldn't really be considered, you know, because I'm in a relationship like, oh, well, I just got off work and I look like this. So what? You look like a working man. I don't give a fuck what you look like. You know what I mean? If I'm dressed up like this and my man's scrubbed out, I don't give a shit. You just got off the gym, cool, babe. That means you're just putting work in. You know what I mean? You just got your hands are dirty and greasy. Oh, well, let's go. Wash your hands up. Let's go real quick. I need to do what I need to do, and I'm the pretty one. You're not the pretty one. You're the man. You're rugged. You're thugged. Get it. You know what I mean? Now, as far as independence, I think everybody needs a form of independence, because when you are too clingy, you're too needy, you know, because independence can be anything, you know what I mean? It can go from financial independence to emotional independence. It just all depends on what kind of independence you would like your woman to have. Because some people need a woman who's emotionally independent, because a man who is hardworking is always going to be gone at work. Now, if she's emotionally dependent, she's going to search for the next man. You know what I mean? So, now financial independence, and if a woman to make more money, I think it kind of has something to do with her ego, and I don't think a man likes it, honestly. Now, is it okay? I think it's okay, but I think does it kind of damage the ego? I feel like sometimes it does, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what a man really wants, because I feel like when it starts to hurt their ego, then it starts to hurt the relationship because of the pride, you know. And what was one more question?
Educated.
The education. Nobody wants a dingbat. If you can't hold substance to a conversation or have something that's meaningful and powerful, why are you going to even entertain the thought of talking to them? You know, you want someone that can sit there that you can value their opinion or input. And I know me and my man, that's one thing that he really loves about me, is that, like, I always have something positive or something refreshing to say, to be given. I feel like that's why I have you guys as my friends, you know, because my opinions and my intelligence, the little bit that I got, no, is valued. So, of course, a man wants a woman who's educated, because they want to see how far you guys can go. You guys should be able to use both your brains. Now, if you got two powerful brains, man, you guys can get anywhere. It's supposed to be about unity and togetherness and what you guys can make. So, of course, you can't have one who outweighs the other, because if you're in a relationship where someone's not educated, and whether it's schooling or whether it's self-education, I believe self-education is the best education. You know, so if you're not waking up every day and watching some form of educational podcast, some book, some type of thing, some craft that you're studying, or even religion, or not even anything, food, nutrition, like, I want to know, what the hell did you learn today? Because if you can't tell me two things that you learned today, then you wasted your life. So, of course, a man wants a woman who's educated. So when you come up with conversation, you have something to talk about. What do you think, Max?
Community, I agree. And confidence. That's all what it is. Mm-hmm. If the man is confident, doesn't matter how much the woman makes, how educated she is, how she looking. I mean, all what it needs is confidence, and it's okay. I mean, it's okay from both sides. I feel like I want someone that it has all that too. I don't want anyone that is, you know, that they don't have their life together. I want someone that has some type of education, and I'm not just saying books, or I'm not just saying a degree. I'm saying education, and someone that is willing to move forward, someone that it wants, I don't know, someone that it has a plan in life. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants a loser. Yep. And I feel like men is going to feel the same way. They don't want someone that doesn't clean, doesn't take care of themselves.
Do you think they want that in the beginning of a relationship, or like throughout the longevity of a relationship?
Longevity.
Probably.
I think so too.
And you're gonna see, and you're gonna see that right at the beginning too. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. If you see someone, and I'm not talking about certain looks. I'm not talking about certain education. I'm not talking about an amount of money. I'm talking about someone that he takes care of themselves, because obviously it's gonna be taking care of everything else. You want someone that he has some type of education, because it's not gonna be a loser. And I'm not saying, please do not take it in the wrong way. I'm not talking about just school. I'm talking about someone that wants to keep growing, someone that he wants to keep advancing.
That's self-education.
Not just self-education.
Can you be with a man who makes less money than you?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
There's other ways that to contribute into a
Depends,
home.
too.
So
Right.
I feel like if I'm making the bread, but I'm home making the oven, we're good. Like,
Exactly.
honestly, like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm pursuing a higher degree, and when I get that money, I'm not looking like, oh, does this person make this? Mm-hmm. Are they a hustler? Or do they make some other way of making things meet? Because at the end of the day, the kids are going to need to be fed. At the end of the day, there's going to be a roof. If there's a leak in the roof, we got to fix it. You know, there's other ways to contribute. I know society goes off of financial all the time, but there's other things that make up a happy home. So you got to think about what makes up that happy home. So if they can contribute and find some type of way to make it happen, then it's good. Yeah.
Totally agree, and that's what's going
Have
back.
any of you ladies been with a man, and I'm talking about 2 or plus years, who makes less than you do?
Yep.
Yeah.
All 3 of my relationships that I've been in.
And money was never an issue in that relationship?
Nope.
And if it was if there was a hindrance in the relationship, on whose side? Yours for him not making as much, or him for feeling like he couldn't make as much?
I feel like it wasn't really a hindrance or anything that he couldn't make as much. It's like money can always be made, but it doesn't matter what you do. So I feel like it's always gonna be spent faster. So it doesn't matter who makes more. It's just, are we comfortable? You know what I mean? And there shouldn't be an issue on that as long as you're making some form of, as long as you're helping out in some way. If you're just a fucking bum and ain't doing shit, then yeah, it does. There's gonna be issues. But if you're making money and you're making moves or you're developing ideas and whatever, that's cool. But yeah, I don't think money should really be a problem because I feel like that's the root of all evil. You know what I mean?
With my relationship, yeah, there was some issues because I was away from him a lot. The whole perspective of the men talking about earlier about being needy and like needing all that time and attention. I like to do lots of projects. I like to work on different things. And so for me, I didn't come from money, so I like to make the money. So it's just a mindset for me. So you have to find someone who has the right mindset, because if you guys have different mindsets, then it's going to be a lot of bumping heads. So for me, I didn't get to answer the question, but I think, to be honest with you, I don't think that men want two independent women. There's like a 50-50 scenario because they want to be needed to some degree. So if they feel like they're not needed, there's no point to be around. Like, so if they feel like that person can be independent, then they don't have to watch them like a child either. So like, that's where there's a balance. So like, you could take care of your responsibilities and I ain't gotta be watching you, I ain't gotta be looking at you, but at the same time, like, you gotta need me, I gotta be able to contribute to something. So if you don't feel like you ain't contributing something, then the relationship's gonna be dissipated. But as far as it goes with educated, I'm currently working on this right now. I am working on my master's degree, and it's very, very hard to have a civil conversation with people without using words that are big, that people don't understand. There's so many words that you have to, it's like a social conversation within the real world, and in my head I can say 300 words that are much more sophisticated, but I gotta dumb it down. So for having an educated woman, you kind of have to think about that too, because when you're trying to talk to somebody, if they're not on your level, and I'm over here saying like, I'm flabbergasted, and you don't even know what that means, then it's like, oh, there's no connection. So when they talked about earlier about growing, there's other ways of education. So it's not just formal education, reading your books, doing your thing. If a girl walks in and knows every play of your favorite football team, I'm gonna tell you right now, you want to be with that person. But if it goes into something that you're not connected to or something, then it kind of boils into that. So like Ronnie was saying earlier, there's a lot of grade to life. So I mean, if you are finding whatever part of grade that you have, and then you're able to connect with that, and that person has a common interest and common hobby, then yeah, for sure. But when it comes to formal education, men do not like to be outsmarted with that. When it comes to looking good, I feel like men do like women to look better than them. I really do, just because when a woman walks into a room, everyone's staring. When a man walks into a room and they're looking their best, they do stare, but not everyone. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if a woman sees a woman looking hella good, she's going to stare. But if a man looks at another man looking kind of good, he's going to look, he's going to glance, but he's not going to glare. He's not going to stare. So for me, I feel like, yeah, women they got to look good. They got to look better than men. So, yeah.
I have a question to bounce off about the financial independence and women making more money. Now, does it matter, like, how they're making their money that makes a man feel secure or insecure? So like, say if she has like a good
They can't
job.
be pimping.
Okay, so is that so like the OnlyFans and all that stuff, and doing like random shit like that? Like, does that, when she's making her money, does the man feel like, you know what, like, I can't be with that type of woman because she's making more money in the way that I don't agree with? But when it comes to spending it, does it even matter? Because I'm sure they'll spend that money, and that's where I'm just like, hold on, because everybody does want that money, and a man wouldn't care when it comes in, but when it comes down to everything else, like, I feel like it's a split, right? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I just feel like if it's okay to make more, women make more money than men, and he just needs to be secure about himself. Maybe be at the level, because if the woman doesn't make enough money, you feel like you don't have to give them enough attention because they can just get whatever. But then if he's making the same amount of money or more than you still have to treat her right. You have to have something that she needs, and it doesn't necessarily have to be money. I mean, it could be anything, right?
Yeah.
So it is okay. How I feel.
I feel like if you're out getting money some sketchy kind of way, like
Oh, no,
if
I'm not
it-
talking about
no,
that
no,
kind of
no,
money.
That was a
back to what-
question,
yeah,
though.
back what you were
That's
saying
what I'm saying,
earlier.
that was a question.
Back what you were saying earlier, if it goes into like OnlyFans or whatever that stuff is, then it's gonna bring trust issues into your relationship. It's gonna bring other things, other red flags, other problems in other areas. It might not be right then and there, but it might be a year later, 6 months later, or whatever. It might be your client in your face that you don't even realize. You don't even. I'm just saying, like I'm not one for that, but I'm just saying if you're sketchy, you're having some sketchy ways to make money, then it's gonna require sketchy ways in your relationship. That person could be like, you know what, your image of that person might be tainted. So.
Yo, it's your boy Charlie Murphy, my main man Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up on him.